The heavy wooden door of the city planning office slams shut, the sound echoing the finality of the conversation. Daniel gathers his blueprints, his hands trembling slightly, not from fear, but from a righteous anger that burns hot in his chest. Outside, the city of Veritas hums with life, a testament to progress. But Daniel sees the rot spreading just beneath its gleaming surface. He walks past the grand statue of the city's founder, its bronze eyes seemingly staring past the corruption festering in its shadow. His footsteps are heavy as he makes his way back to his small architecture firm, the words of Councilman Marcus Thorn ringing in his ears. It is just how business is done. Daniel, a small donation for a swift approval. Everyone does it. He pushes open the door to his office. The familiar scent of paper and drafting ink a small comfort. His partner and oldest friend, Caleb, looks up from his desk, his face etched with concern. Caleb's faith was always more pragmatic, grounded in the realities of a fallen world. Well, how did it go with Thorn, he asks, though Daniel's expression has already given him the answer. Daniel drops the rolled-up blueprints onto his drafting table with a thud. He wants a facilitation fee, Daniel says, the words tasting like ash. 50,000. He said it would guarantee the Jericho Tower project gets pushed to the top of the pile, approved by month's end. Caleb runs a hand over his tired face, sighing. 50,000, that's steep, but Daniel, this project is everything we've worked for. It's the contract that puts us on the map. We could finally expand, hire more people, do some real good for the community with the profits. Daniel turns to face his friend, his eyes blazing. Do good by starting with a lie, with a bribe. Caleb, we named our firm Cornerstone Architecture for a reason. Christ is our cornerstone. Everything we build on him. How can we build a legacy on a foundation of deceit? Caleb stands and walks over to the window, looking down at the bustling street. I know, Daniel, I know, but think about our employees. Think about Sarah, with her baby on the way. Mark, whose mom is sick. They're counting on us sometimes. Sometimes you have to play the game to get to a place where you can change the rules. Daniel shakes his head, his conviction unwavering. No, that's the devil's logic. Caleb, a compromise here, a small sin there, all in the name of a greater good. But God doesn't need our compromise to bless us. He demands our obedience. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? The tension in the room is thick, a chasm opening between two friends who had always been united. Caleb turns back from the window, his expression pleading. So what's your plan? We just let the Jericho Tower slip through our fingers. Let a less scrupulous firm take it, one who will gladly pay the bribe and probably cut corners on the construction. 2. Where is the victory in that? Daniel walks over to his desk and picks up his worn Bible, its pages soft from years of use. He opens it to a marked passage. The plan, he says, his voice steady and clear, is to trust. The plan is to do what is right, and let God handle the consequences. We expose him, Caleb. We go to the press. Caleb's eyes widen in disbelief. Expose Thorn? Are you insane? He'll crush us. He'll blacklist us from every project in the city for the next decade. We'll be ruined. Daniel looks at his friend, his heart aching for his fear, but resolute in his own faith. Maybe, he says softly, or maybe God will honor our stand. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness. This isn't just about a building contract, Caleb. This is a spiritual battle, and I, for one, refuse to surrender. He closes the Bible and places a hand on Caleb's shoulder. I can't force you to stand with me, but I have to do this. Caleb looks from Daniel's determined face to the blueprints of the Jericho Tower, the symbol of all their dreams, now tainted by the world's demands. He is silent for a long time, the weight of the decision pressing down on him. Finally, he lets out a long, shuddering breath. Okay, Daniel, he whispers, a flicker of his old friend's fire returning to his eyes. Okay, let's fight. The next morning, Daniel sits across from a young, ambitious journalist named Rachel. He lays out the entire story, his voice never wavering as he details Councilman Thorn's proposition. He provides dates, times, and the exact wording of the demand. Rachel listens intently, her pen flying across her notepad. This is big, Mr. Hayes, she says, her eyes gleaming with professional excitement. But it's your word against a powerful city councilman. Do you have any proof? Daniel's heart sinks. He had been so focused on the moral imperative, he hadn't thought about tangible evidence. No, he admits. It was just him and me in his office. Rachel's face falls slightly. Without proof, he'll just deny it. He'll paint you as a disgruntled contractor who couldn't secure a deal. He'll ruin your reputation. Daniel feels a knot of dread tighten in his stomach. Caleb's warnings echo in his mind. Had he been naive? Had he led them into a fight they couldn't possibly win? He returns to the office, the weight of impending failure heavy on his shoulders. Caleb sees his face and knows immediately. No proof, huh? Daniel just nods, slumping into his chair. I was a fool, Caleb. I charged into battle with nothing but faith, and I'm going to get us both slaughtered. Caleb pulls up a chair and sits opposite him. No, he says firmly. You did the right thing. The outcome doesn't change that. If this is the end of Cornerstone, Then we go down with our integrity intact. I'd rather be a broke man with a clear conscience than a rich one who sold his soul. The words, so similar to his own from the day before, are a balm to Daniel's spirit. He looks at his friend, grateful for his renewed loyalty. Thank you, Caleb. Just then, Daniel's phone buzzes. It's an unknown number. He hesitates, then answers. Hello. A muffled voice, digitized and low, speaks on the other end. You don't know me, but I work in the planning office. I overheard your conversation with Councilman Thorn. The walls are thin. A surge of adrenaline shoots through Daniel. Who is this? He asks, his voice barely a whisper. That doesn't matter. The voice continues. Thorn has been doing this for years. I'm tired of it. I can't go public. I have a family. But I recorded it. The whole thing. Daniel can't breathe. He motions frantically for Caleb to listen. You have a recording. The voice gives him an address. A flash drive will be taped under the third bench from the entrance of Veritas Park. Be there in 1 hour, and Mr. Hayes. Thank you. The line goes dead. Daniel stares at his phone, his mind reeling. He looks at Caleb, a wild, hopeful grin spreading across his face. God provides. Caleb, he says, his voice filled with awe. God always provides. Within hours, the audio file is in Rachel's hands. The next day, the story explodes. The headline of the Veritas Chronicle reads, Councilman Thorn caught in bribery scandal. Audio recording exposes City Hall corruption. The recording is played on every news station. Thorn's carefully constructed world comes crashing down. An emergency city council meeting is called. A formal investigation is launched. Thorn is suspended, his political career in ruins. Daniel and Caleb watch the news from their office, a sense of surreal victory washing over them. Their phones begin to ring, but not with threats. It's other architects, other business owners, calling to thank them, to share their own stories of Thorn's extortion. A wave of change has begun, all because they refuse to bow. A week later, a formal letter arrives. It's from the mayor's office. The Jericho Tower project, now under the oversight of a new, transparent committee, has been awarded to Cornerstone Architecture. No strings attached, no facilitation fees. Daniel holds the letter, his hands steady this time. He looks over at Caleb, who is beaming. Looks like you can change the rules after all, Caleb says, clapping him on the back. Daniel smiles, a deep, peaceful joy filling him. He walks to the window and looks out at the city of Veritas. The sun is setting, casting long shadows, but a new light is dawning over the city. A light of integrity, of truth. He didn't gain the whole world, but he kept his soul. And in doing so, God had given him more than he could have ever asked for. The foundation was now set, not just for a skyscraper of steel and glass, but for a legacy built on the unshakable rock of faith. Walking with Jesus requires trust and no trying. Please like the story, share it, subscribe, and let us know what's on your mind in the comments section. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Shalom.